No, sir, total 30, I think.
Good evening, all. Welcome to Disciples India Learning Forum. I'm Pavitra Hegde. I will be your host for this session. Let us experience the joy of learning. Remember, a new learning is always difficult initially, but becomes a habit eventually. Kindly mute yourself. Request to ask questions at the end of the session. Today's agenda: welcome and introduction, journey so far Disciples India Group and Disciples India Learning Forum, guest speakers introduction, and the session. Disciples India vision is to excel as a focused and fulfilling learning destination for a new age growth aspirations. Disciples India Group mission: we will be a practice based professional training and consulting platform through novel and relevant process of transformation to individuals and organizations. Quality policy and core values. Disciples India Learning Forum. Disciples India Group Bangalore is happy to present a platform purely for the joy of learning. It is envisaged to be an exciting learning platform where like-minded individuals and organizations can come together, share experiences, and learn and grow as individuals, professionals, and organizations. Disciples India Learning Forum objectives: to provide a platform to share and exchange ideas and experiences, to create and develop personal and professional network of learners, to enhance effective communication and leadership skills, to foster learning and contribute for personal, professional, and organizational development, to update with life management skills and contribute as an effective member to the society. Disciples India Learning Forum Organizing Committee members: Dr. A. M. Suresh, Advisor; Dr. Sandhya N., President; Mr. Muthukumar, Vice President; Mr. Patros Mathai, Secretary; Dr. Satish M., Joint Secretary; Mr. Shivprasad K. M., Treasurer; Mr. Akhilesh N. N., Executive Member. Disciples India Learning Forum. We have completed 88 learning sessions from last 4 years to till date. Today's session associate partner ASC Silver Valley College. The Silver Valley Group of Institution Malleshwaram, Bangalore was founded in 2018, having a PU college and a degree college, is run by Sri Rama Mandira Trust. The trust has rendered a laudable service to the mankind in various capacities since its inception. Let us see the college video. Stop. Disciples India Learning Forum in association with ASC Silver Valley College, Malleshwaram, Bangalore. Present learning session is 89. Topic is stock market generous? Guest speaker is Mr. Vijay Kumar Tegihal. Now I request Professor Geeta from ASC College to introduce our guest speaker. Over to you, ma'am.
Very good evening to all. So I'm Geeta, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, ASC Silver Valley Degree College. Take the opportunity to introduce the guest speaker, Mr. Vijay Kumar Tegihal. So Mr. Vijay Kumar Tegihal is an engineering graduate in electronics and communications. He is specialized in satellite communications and is a part of telecom revolution in India. Sir has served more than 30 years in profession. Mr. Vijay Kumar has worked in several parts of the country and in various organizations like Baba Atomic Research Center, Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, Indian Telephone Industries, ITI, Equatorial, and Foods. Sir is a student of stock market since 1991. He has done a study on stock market crashes for more than 10 years. Sir has succeeded in discovering the generosity of the market to reward all the time. He has created a trading system that can help in achieving 5% monthly returns in every market condition. Sir has also published a book titled Bhagavad Gita and Options Trading in order to share his experiences and in trading. We are very happy to have you with us, sir. Once again, a very warm welcome to you, sir, and over to you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Welcome, sir, and session is over to you, sir.
Good evening, everybody. Am I audible? Thanks for the kind words spoken about me. I'm very happy to be part of this session, share my experiences in the market. So let us start with the caption, is stock market generous? So people who have some awareness about the market, kindly respond, do you agree, do you disagree? Maybe you can raise hands or you can just let me know. How many of you agree, how many of you disagree? Can they respond? Fine then, okay, I think probably this one way. So before this, let me narrate. How many of you have heard about Mr. Narayan Murthy? Okay, so thank you. So now Mr. Narayan Murthy's net worth is roughly 29,000 crores. Okay, I repeat the number, 29,000 crores. Most of the contribution for this number goes to the stock market. How many of you are aware of this? Major contribution for Mr. Narayan Murthy's wealth is the stock market. So now let us see what the stock market can give you. Most of it will be numbers, okay, maybe boring, but then I'll try to make it interesting by giving you specific examples so that it's very interesting, and okay, we'll have interactive sessions. Profit can be made in the long term, in the medium term, in the short term. So these are not mere dry statements. Let us substantiate with facts and figures. Again, we come to classic example of Infosys. Infosys, if you had invested 10,000 rupees when they came with the initial public offering in the year 1993 and left it without doing anything else, just waiting for 25 years, your money would have grown to 1 crore. This is a real life event which has happened in our lifetime. So capital multiplied by 1000 times over a 25-year period. So this is about a long-term generosity of the market. Now let us go to shorter time frames. DMart recently listed on the stock exchange. So if you had bought DMart on 23rd July 2021, the price was 3,306 per share. After 3 months, price was 5,600. So 55.2% profit. So this is the medium term profit proof of that. Let me narrate personal incident, okay, how in the medium term I have benefited. So I had bought shares of Siemens company somewhere in the year 2005, 2006. I bought one share at 500 rupees. So after 3 months, I sold it for 3,000 rupees, 500% profit in 3 months. But what happened later was after I sold it at 3,000, it went to 10,000 rupees. So this is what the market is capable of. Now let me show you what happens in the short term. This is a real trade which I saw on the 26th of May, 2 days back. So this is called the options contract. So one contract was bought at 10:24 in the morning at 29 rupee 40 paise. Sold at 10:30 after 6 minutes at 60 rupees. So doubling of your capital in 6 minutes. So this also is a real trade which happened on 26th of May, very recent example. So short term, medium term and long term market gives you money. Can you always make profit? Definitely no. We talk of risk and reward. What is risk? Risk is the possibility of your capital going down in value. It could be even becoming zero. What is reward? Reward is capital multiplying by any number. We saw Infosys example, multiplication was 1000 times. So there is risk, there is reward. Why does the price change in the market? Supply and demand. So as supply and demand keep changing, the price keeps changing. So many of you may be students of economics. So probably in real life, you know this. Say on the day of festival, for example, when you have Gauri Ganesha, fruits and flowers will cost very high. Suddenly the price shoots up. So this is a daily example of how demand increase can impact the price. Similarly, you have heard of oversupply of tomatoes or onions, price crashes, and the farmer doesn't even feel motivated to bring the stock to the market. So we hear of stories wherein they just throw it out and then they don't even want to bring it to the market. So this is a graph of Nifty index over 1 day. So price fluctuation happens because of the supply and demand, and supply and demand keep changing moment by moment based on the market participants. Now, why do people stay away from the stock market? The reason is fear, loss of capital. So loss of capital is something which keeps people away from the market. Then it keeps away from the opportunity as well. People who are in the market, they incur losses. Why is that? Factor here is greed. So people want unlimited return, and in the process, people lose money. So this is where risk is the factor. So risk and reward have to be understood and then managed. So let us get greedy. All of us know bank FD rates give you about 6%, so which is 0.5% per month. So if you are little risk taking, you invest in mutual fund schemes, maybe you can come close to 12% return. Now, if you want 24% return, is it possible? I say it is possible because I have seen it. 36% is possible? Yes, possible. 48 possible? Yes, possible. 100 possible? Yes, possible. Any number is possible provided you have the methodology to capture. Market is capable of giving unlimited money and taking unlimited money. So for the next slides, we'll understand how you can achieve much higher than 12% return in the stock market. So there are three ways the market can behave. Market can go up, market can go down, and can remain sideways. By remaining sideways, we say price variation is not much. In every condition, it is possible to make money. How many of you are aware that? Can you raise your hands? Great. Market goes up, making money is easy to understand. Very simple. You buy at 100 rupees, the price goes to 200 rupees, you sell it, you make money, you are happy, period. Now, how can you make money when the market goes down? When the price reduces, how can you make money? I have an example which is coming later. So here what we do is, it is possible to sell first and buy later. I repeat, it is possible to sell first and buy later. So in the process, you can make profit if the price falls. Now, the third one, market can remain sideways and then you can make money, is a fact. It is little tricky. So bear with me, we'll show when the right slide appears. Now we talk of two types of contracts in the market, long contracts and short contracts. So if you buy first and sell later, it's called a long contract, which most of the people or most of us are familiar. You are used to buying first and then selling later. Selling first and buying later is one of the short. So each contract has its own implications. So we understand that as we go along. Market goes up, buy at low price, sell at high price. Example, buy at 100, sell at 125, you make 25 rupees profit. And then now this is example of a real life contract, which again is happened on the 26th of May. So one contract was sold at 100 rupees and bought back at 10 paise. It is same as buying at 10 paise and selling at 100 rupees. What is the multiplication here? How many times? Close to 1,000 times. So this trade happened between 105 and 325. This happened on the 26th of May. So this is example of a short contract. You sell first and buy back at a lower price. So there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions once I come to the end of the session. I'll leave at least 15 to 20 minutes for you to ask questions so that you can get your doubts clarified. So when market is how to make money. So there are contracts whose price falls with passing time. You can take it like a block of ice kept in open air. So if you keep a block of ice in the open air, the ice keeps melting. Okay, so its weight reduces. Similarly, there are contracts which lose value with passing time. So you sell them first, then buy them back at a later point in time. That is how you make money. I go back to my previous example. So here I have given Okay, will this work? Notification पे बात करनी करता है नोट करते हैं. Okay. Sorry, I believe there was problem with the slides that I was showing. So back to this slide where market goes up, you can make money. You buy at 100, sell at 125. That's easily understood. Then here I give an example wherein you sell at 100 rupees, buy back at 10 paise. So this is a real life contract which happened on the 26th of May. So it is same as buying at 10 paise and then selling at 100 rupees, but the sequence is different. It's also possible to make money when the price does not change. So there are contracts in the market whose price falls with passing time. So if you are willing to use that time as your friend, you sell it first, buy back when the price is reduced, and then make a profit. Now there are multiple segments in the market. Okay, so cash segment is called called equity as stocks. You buy them and hold them for a long period. Then there are derivative contracts, equity derivatives, index derivatives, commodity derivatives, currency derivatives. So derivatives are contracts. Now I come to explain how to make money. See, market generosity over a period of 25 years is fine. If you have a company like Infosys, you buy today, wait for 25 years, fine. But what if you don't have 25 years of time? Is it still possible to benefit from the market generosity? The answer is a clear yes. Let us understand how it is possible. So there are two segments in the market, futures and options. They give you opportunity to make money in the short term. Short term can be, I showed you, as little as 6 minutes, or it could be few months at the most, not more than that. I repeat, short term could be as little as 5 to 6 minutes, or as long as say 3 months time. Now cash segment, if you need to achieve success, you need to be knowing fundamental analysis. Take for example, you should know what kind of promoters a company has in which you are wanting to invest, who are their customers, how do they treat their employees, what way the government policies impact them. So it's a involved science, for which again you need to either create an expertise or you pay the expert and then get the advice. Option segments, if you have to succeed, you need what is known as a technical analysis. Now I have superimposed few indicators on the graph which I showed you earlier. So you see different color lines. So these color lines tell you what the price is likely to be in the next time sample. So this is called tech analysis. So based on historical patterns, it is possible to anticipate what is likely to happen in the future. So it is not astrology, but it's anticipation. Now let us look at trading as an opportunity. So let me give you a real life example. Bajaj Finance is a popular stock. So if you had bought Bajaj Finance on 1st of April 2021 and then sold it on 31st March 2022, so 1 year, one financial year. So I'll compare what would have happened if you bought it in the cash segment and what will happen if it bought in the futures and option segment. So 125 is a number which is shown here. Please pay a little attention to that. In the future option segment, you have to buy a minimum quantity of 125. So make an apple to apple comparison. What I have done is I have taken somebody purchasing 125 quantity of Bajaj Finance on 1st of April and selling 125 quantity on 31st March 2022, next year. So amount required to buy 125 quantity is 6,51,000 rupees. So the price became 7,259 on 31st March. So this increased by 39.33%, and the net profit is 2,56,000 rupees. So in the cash segment, it was possible for you to achieve 39.33%, which is multiple times what bank fixed deposit gives you, or higher than what even a mutual fund can return. Now the same transaction or the same company, if you traded in options and then operated for 1 year in the market, you would have required a capital of 3 lakhs. Net profit achieved is 6,17,000. So this is a little complex actually, but then I am wanting to show you the opportunity. So with 3 lakhs capital, you could have made a net profit of 6,17,000. So what's the percentage profit? 105%. So initially we saw, is 24 possible? It is possible. 46 possible? Yes, possible. 100 possible? Possible. What time frame? This is 1 year time frame. Now I showed about the stock. Now if I trade an index, is it possible for to make similar profit? Let us see now. Let us assume we bought Nifty. So Nifty is National Stock Exchange index actually. It's an index comprising 50 large stocks picked across from the sectors in economy, so that the index will tell you where the market is headed. So Nifty, if you have to deal, you deal in a lot size of 50 actually. You cannot buy less than 50 or more. So 50 or multiples 50 you have to deal in. So if you bought Nifty on the 1st of April, the Nifty was at 14,798 on 1st of April 2021. So amount required to carry out this transaction was 7,39,000. So if you sold Nifty on 31st March, you would have got 8,73,000, so a profit of 18%. So 18% is not small, but it's not great. Let us see how one would have benefited if you had operated in the future option segment. Instrument is same, time period is same. Now with the 2 lakh of capital, I repeat, 2 lakh of capital, it was possible to get a net profit of 3,84,000 rupees. What's the profit percentage here? 92%. 92% is possible. And this is a market reality. Now, what do you need to succeed in the market? Capital alone is not sufficient because many people have the capital. But now, with capital alone, is it possible to succeed? I say definitely not possible. What is required? The key ingredient here is the belief. You need to believe that market is capable of giving you higher return than what is possible through, say, riskless or very low risk methods. So you need belief, you need capital, and you need a trading method. I repeat, you need belief, you need capital, and you need a trading method. Let us come to a real life story to substantiate the fact that belief comes in the way of achieving success. So this is a real event which happened in Chicago in the US in the 80s. Now look at this person. He's holding a board. He's holding a placard. It says free money only today. So this actually was a event organized by a TV company to carry out a survey. So this gentleman was holding this board and he was having cash which he was willing to give. If you went and asked him for cash, he would give any amount on that day. He was holding this board. You see, he is in a busy street. Nobody came near him. Even though cash was visible and board was there, there is a board which says free money only today and he is willing to give. Cash is visible and no person was approaching him for money. Why did this happen? Why were people afraid of taking money from this gentleman? So to complicate the story a little further, one poor person came to this gentleman and asked him, can you give me a quarter? Quarter is 1/4 of a dollar, 25 cents. I want to catch a bus. I want to buy a ticket. Please give me a quarter. So he gave a quarter and that was the only transaction that happened. So here is gentleman holding wads of cash visible to people, holding a board, he's willing to give, but nobody is willing to take. So when it is analyzed, let us ask one of you, are you going to be a different person? Or if somebody comes and holding a board, let us say he stands in Malleshwaram 8th class. A board is here and he's holding, okay, full of cash in his pocket and he is willing to give. Will you go and take it from him? Very less likely that any of you will agree. There's a reason for that, because each one of us have been told free money is not available. Right from the time you were born, you have been told there is no free money. You have to earn, you have to work for money. Money does not grow on trees. Okay, so if somebody is giving free money, he may be having some other motive. He may cause some harm to you. One is he could be mad. If you go near him, he might bite you. Possible? Any responses? So even though opportunity is visible to you, when your belief comes in the way, you don't see the opportunity. So here was an opportunity to take cash from somebody and he was willing to give. See, if you ask $100, he would give. If you ask $1,000 also, he would have given. But then you believe free money is not available even when it's available. And then your actions are molded by your beliefs. So there's one other story I want to share with you to cement the idea how beliefs come in the way of our actions. So this is story of a child and a dog. Belief and reality need not be the same is what I'm trying to explain or arriving at. So look at this child. A happy child playing with a dog. So this child believes dogs are playful, dogs are source of happiness, and every dog is a source of fun. Agree? Can you see this picture? Please raise the hands. Great. So now contrast this with the second child. Let us assume the first interaction this boy has had with the dog is an unhappy experience. So now, what is this boy's belief about the dogs? So this boy believes dogs are cruel, dogs are dangerous. It is better to stay away from the dogs. So now you have two children with different beliefs. So let us assume these two children, they grow up and then they start going to school. So when they go to school, on one day, children are coming back from the school, they see a dog, okay, appearing, maybe 10 meters away, there's a dog. Now the first child who has had a happy experience, he or she will be looking forward to going near the dog and then playing with the dog. But then what is the situation for the boy who has got hurt? He will be scared. He doesn't want to go near that dog. He assumes that dog is cruel. Now we do not know what is that dog's nature. Here are two people who have different beliefs, exactly opposite belief about the dog. We do not know what's the dog's nature. But before or without knowing, there are conclusions drawn, and then one boy is willing to go near the dog to play, other boy is wanting to run away. You want to run away, he's scared because if he runs, dog may come back and chase him and attack, because that's what he's experienced. Now we come to this point, all our beliefs need not be true. Belief created out of own experience also can be misleading. Here are two children whose own experiences actually, they were not somebody's experience, they were not given by somebody else. Even though the dog which they saw, they did not know anything about, based on the past experience, they concluded that this is a dangerous situation and to be avoided. Then the other child's thinking, here's an opportunity, let me play. So Beliefs aligned to reality help you. Beliefs not aligned to reality will not help you. Is that clear? See, we have a lot of beliefs. Some beliefs are given to us by parents. Some beliefs given by teachers. Some given by society. Some out of own experience. But not every belief is truly aligned to reality. So now let us see these two children. The one who has a happy experience with the dog, he goes and approaches the new dog. Let us say the dog bites him. Now what will happen to the belief? This boy's belief will alter, saying some dogs can be dangerous, which is aligned to reality. But then the other person, even if the dog was the most harmless dog in the world, still internally he feels this is a dangerous dog. It's not dog's fault. So how does that person's belief change? Only by a forced interaction with the dog. He has to muster the courage to go near the dog and touch him, or the dog has to somehow come near him and then not do any harm. Till that happens, he will have the firm belief that every dog is cruel, every dog is to be avoided, every dog is dangerous. So is the point understood that beliefs come in the way of our action? Any responses? Do you agree not all our beliefs are helpful? Great. So now I represent Millennials Group actually. So we are a stock market training institute. So we train traders. So we help people make money in the short term. So we have developed trading methodologies. We conduct trainings on an ongoing basis to help people understand the market's generosity and benefit from that. So now I throw the session open to questions and answers. You can ask anything about the market. Okay, so based on my experience, I'll try to answer. Let me see if there are any questions visible. Okay, Vinayak, what are the best long-term options? So long-term options is to invest in good equities. That will be a safe thing to do. But then what is a good equity is a matter of expertise. So here we talk of value and the price. Let us go back to the Infosys IPO time. When Infosys came with the initial public offering in the year 1993, many people did not know what was the value of Infosys. They knew the price. Price was 95 rupees. Everybody knew Infosys stock was at 95 rupees. But then what was the value of Infosys? Very few people knew. Many big brokerage houses are on record saying they did not know what was the Infosys value. So they did not invest in the IPO. So best long-term option is to identify a good company and then invest and stay invested. But then how do you identify a good company? It's a matter of skill. So you need to be an analyst yourself in fundamental analysis, or you pay an expert, pay him for the advice, identify the company and invest. There are Infosys companies getting created, okay, every now. So best long-term options are invest in good equities and stay invested. Any other questions, please?
Sir, I have one question here.
Yeah, go ahead.
For stock market, which app we can use? Now Zerodha is there and Easy Trade is there. So many apps are there. So which is good and which is trustable?
Okay, good question, ma'am. App actually is a interface for you to interact with the broker. Okay, so now there are many brokers in the market. You cannot directly deal with the exchange on your own. You need a broker in between, because broker is a member of the stock exchange and he will be responsible for your actions. So Zerodha is a broker, Upstox is a broker, Angel is a broker. So there are multiple brokers. So you can go and talk to each broker. Like, okay, which is the best bank? Is there a single answer? There's no single answer. There are multiple players in the market, and then you can choose which broker gives you a support, because there is technology involved, there's a brokerage cost involved, and what kind of infrastructure somebody provides you, how easy is the app.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So one more question.
Yeah, go ahead.
What is the future of this cryptocurrency? Nowadays it is famous. So what is the future of that?
Ma'am, I'm ignorant actually. I prefer to say I don't know.
Okay. Thank you.
So because you ask anything on the National Stock Exchange, Indian market, I'm okay, willing to answer, because cryptocurrency is something which I'm not an expert,
Okay. Okay, sir.
and I don't have any first-hand experience to claim. So how many among you are students? Maybe few okay, people, youngsters, if they get inspired and motivated to at least look further, that would have been effort well spent from my side. Yeah, okay. Opportunity cost, yes, it does matter, because an opportunity lost is time and money both lost, right?
Any other question? You can type it in chat box also.
Yeah, no, yeah. So I have opened the chat box. If they type a question, I can see that. So you are free to type your questions. See, because market action is about buying and selling, so there's nothing other than that. So for you to understand the concept that here's a generous process wherein it is possible for you to achieve any number, any profit number, any percentage, but then that doesn't mean everybody can get it. To get it right, you need to have the right process. Along with the belief, of course.
Sir, good evening, sir. I have a doubt here.
Yeah, go ahead. What's your name?
Sir, Sanjay, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Sir, to earn profits in a stock market, do we have any specific amount to be invested, or this much shares you have to bought to earn
Yeah,
a
good
profit?
question actually. So now, for every pocket size, there is an instrument available. Okay.
Yes, sir.
For every pocket size, there is an opportunity. So the higher the amount you have, you get more flexibility to operate.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Okay. Not that you should have a huge capital, not required. So whatever numbers are shared with you, does it look like a cock and bull story, or okay, do you think it is real? I've given you real life numbers actually. There's nothing fiction here. It's all facts. No questions? Was it so uninteresting that okay, no questions are coming forward?
Sir, I have one question.
Yeah,
Which is the best
go ahead.
stock we can invest?
No, your voice is not audible. Maybe you can come in the chat box. Your voice is not clear.
Which is the best stock to invest?
Ma'am, there's no answer. There's no single answer. It is like saying, okay, if somebody is unmarried, who is the best man to marry?
Okay, sir.
Okay, there are many good stocks actually. There are many good stocks. One point out, there are multiple good stocks available. So identifying what stock is good is a skill.
Okay.
Call that fundamental analysis.
Thank you, sir.
Go back to the time when Infosys came with an IPO. Many people did not know IPO was a gold. People did not know that. Similarly, some IPOs have made people's money disappear. So people did not know that they were in for this kind of a shock. So there was an IPO in the year 2008. Reliance Power is the company name. If you had invested 10,000 rupees in 2008, today that is worthless. So in 2008, people did not know that this kind of thing was possible. So good companies are available all the time. Only thing is you need expertise to identify. Either you should acquire that expertise or you should pay for the expertise.
So one more question.
Yeah, go ahead.
To trade in the stock market, is training essential?
Sir, if you have to trade, training is inevitable because trading is a very complex world. I showed you numbers wherein 10 paise buy and 100 rupees sell in a 2-hour span. Okay, I showed you that. So to make that happen, you need to undergo training because you have without training, you cannot be a trader because how to buy and sell, what to buy and sell, you need to know what is the analysis. Okay, how to identify patterns, how to see opportunities. You need what is known as technical analysis. Along with that, you need a psychology training also, because in the market things move so fast. To handle that kind of a thing also, it requires a special mindset. So to give you a rough example, it is like comparison between a 5-day match and a 2020 cricket match. Let us look at Rahul Dravid, who's a great great test player, but then he could not replicate his success in the IPL. All of us know that, but that doesn't make him less great. Only thing is IPL is a different format. So trading is something similar compared to a long-term investment wherein you can pay an advisor, buy a stock, keep it for 20 years. There's no further attention or action required from your side. Compare that with somebody wanting to become a trader. So I showed you an example wherein by trading, you could multiply the profit percentage by 6 times, 7 times, 10 times. So to do that, it requires intense training and then practice. It doesn't come overnight. It's not easy. So I said market is general. I never said market gives money to everybody. Market gives money to those people who understand the generosity and then develop systems to tap the market for your benefit. So trading is a huge opportunity, but at the same time, you need to learn, understand, practice, and then enter into trading. Does it answer?
Yes, sir. There's one more question. Can you share your last 25 years of experience in trading? How was it? Hello?
Sir, is it audible?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you share your experience of last 25 years in trading?
Okay, let me narrate actually both sides actually, investment side and the trading side. So I started interacting with the market in the year 1989. Okay, so I come from a low middle class family. So I had gone to US for a training actually in the year 1989. So I had saved some money from part of my DA, which the company would give me for spending in the US. So I invested in an IPO, initial public offering. I remember the company name also. It was Canfin Homes. It was a home finance company sponsored by Canara Bank. So when the company listed, my investment doubled. Okay. So 100% return in about 3 months time. So as part of our working life, okay, we used to read business papers like Economic Times, Business Line, and okay, papers like that. So we would read about people making money in the market. So it was a natural curiosity. I mean, coming from engineering background, number crunching comes to us okay, naturally, and then logic also we study as part of our engineering study. So with a little bit of capital and a belief, how it came, I do not know. So I had the belief that market is something which can reward you. So the big event I can remember. So the first big event I witnessed was in 1993. So I do not know how I missed the Infosys IPO, because Infosys is not a very popular company then. But I had invested in one IPO in 1993. And then the issue price was 1,000 rupees. And when the stock listed, the price was 300 rupees per share. So 30 multiplier in 3 months. Multiplication of 30 in 3 months. So I have witnessed firsthand. Now to replicate the same success in the future and option segment, it was not easy. So I did not, so I have learned the hard way how to make money in the futures and option segment. So that is where training plays a very crucial role. To achieve success in the long term is not that difficult. Of course, you need to believe that long term will give you a reward and then you can stay invested. But to achieve success in the short term, training is inevitable. Without training, it is, you got to be very lucky every time, and nobody will be lucky all the time. So training is a must, and fortunately there are training institutions available, and we are one among the trainers in Bangalore, and we train 50 people every month. And sometimes the batch size is still larger.
Sir,
Of life who want to understand the trading opportunity and then benefit from that.
Thank you, sir. There's one more question. Many people say that stock market is gambling. How do you justify it?
Any other questions, please?
Sir, most of the people say that stock market is gambling. How do you justify that?
Okay, can you type? Your voice is feeble. I can't hear you.
Sir, is it audible now?
Yeah, it's audible.
So many people are telling like stock marketing is gambling. Is that how you justify that?
Okay, very good question actually. In fact, we had a discussion yesterday. Now,
Okay.
look at race. Okay, horse racing. Okay, horse racing, you are familiar? Lottery, you are familiar?
Yes.
Are there training courses in lottery and horse racing?
No.
Google why it is not there.
Because that is a kind of gambling.
So stock market, there are thousands of courses actually. You go to YouTube, you get at least 100 plus people who train you on the stock market, right? So here it is possible to anticipate the movement of a given stock or an index or a contract. So there are tools available, and then see in case of gambling, what possibility is there for you to win? Let us say lottery ticket. There's only 1 in a million possibility for you to win. Whereas in the market, the possibilities are fair for everybody to make a profit. Everybody has an opportunity. Everybody need not make profit in the trade, but then each person has a possibility. So here we call something as an edge actually. Edge is something which differentiates you from somebody else who doesn't have. Now to give an example, let us say I have a coin, special coin. If I toss that coin will be head 70% time. So we call this edge. So this is what analysis gives you. So I have a coin, if I toss 70 times out of 100, it will be heads. So similarly, if I take 100 trades, 70 trades, if they are profitable, I will be net profitable. Okay, so this is not edge actually. Edge is giving you possibility of success. So in case of a horse race, what can you create? You don't have any edge. It's a chance, pure chance only. In case of lottery also, it's a pure chance. Here it is possible to anticipate, it's possible to analyze, it is possible to study and come to conclusions based on the patterns, indicators, and all that. So that's what it is. So it is not gambling. It appears gambling, nevertheless.
Thank you, sir.
It is ethical. Government gets tax from this.
Sir, how do we contact you, sir?
Come again.
Sir, how do we contact you?
You want to contact me?
Yeah, sir.
Okay, I think I'll share my numbers with Mr. Shiv Prasad. Okay, so with the disciples group. So maybe you can get in touch with us. You're welcome to contact us. Okay, we will go to train you. Okay, I'll request Shiv Prasad to share my numbers with you people. Is that fine?
Sure, sir. We will.
So does the opportunity excite you people? Anybody okay is inspired that there is an opportunity?
Is there any other questions?
So if there are no questions, should we wind up? Okay, so if there are no questions, we'll wind up the session. Thanks for your attention, and I hope I was able to share my experience, and okay, some of it at least will be useful to you. Any help required, you can get in touch with the disciples group. They will direct you to us, and it was my pleasure talking to you and then spending quality time with you people. Thank you very much.
Request the participants to kindly fill the feedback form provided in the chat box so that we can share your e-certificate through email. Let us watch this Disciples India Learning Forum previous learning sessions. Now I request behalf of Disciples India Learning Forum and ASC Silver Valley College, we thank Mr. Vijay Kumar sir for being part of the learning session and guiding us on stock market. Now I request Dr. A.M. Suresh, advisor and managing director of Disciples India Group, to felicitate our guest.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share my experience with you. I hope it was useful and you enjoyed. Thanks a lot.
Now I request Professor Yashoda from ASC College to give vote of thanks to the guest. Over to you, ma'am.
Good evening. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Okay. Good evening to one and all. It's my privilege to propose an vote of thanks and acknowledge the contribution of those who have worked for this learning session. This is Yashoda on behalf of ASC Silver Valley College and entire fraternity of the institution. I extend a hearty thanks to our chief speaker, Mr. Vijay Kumar sir, who has spared time from his busy schedule to grace this occasion. Today, we had an opportunity to hear to your thoughts, which has enlightened our minds and has shown us a new path. This is surely an encouraging session for us, sir. Thank you, sir. I extend my most sincere thanks to Disciples India Learning Forum and Shiv Prasad sir for conducting a session with us. Thank you, sir. And extend my gratitude to the respected secretary of AC Silver Valley College, Secretary Sadanand sir, Principal of AC Silver Valley College, Professor H.R. Padmanabh sir, and AC Silver Valley Degree Indian College Principal Amjad Khan sir, who has not only spared the time with us, but also encouraging us. Thanks to our pillars. I need to mention my deepest sincere appreciation for my colleagues who have successfully conducted this event. And last but not the least, I congratulate my students for giving the rock support for this successful event. Finally, I thank all those who have worked on and off the screen for this session. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I request everyone to stand up for national anthem. Thank you so much for being part of this learning forum session. Happy weekend. Thank you.